Hello, my name is Laura, and welcome to level 3 of my post-concussion yoga recovery series. So we're going to start this class laying down on our backs in Savasana, taking up as much space as you'd like. Feel free to have a pillow here to keep your head elevated a little bit. Beginning to settle down into the ground. Allowing all the tension to release, starting at the forehead, between the brows. Allow your jaw to slacken and your tongue to grow soft. Releasing any tension you may feel in the neck and the shoulders. And let the arms and legs grow heavy. Allow your abdomen to be soft and your hips to be grounded down. And beginning to observe where your breath is today. And all together, we'll exhale everything out. Inhaling through the nose, filling into the low belly first, up into the rib cage, all the way to the collarbones for a 3-part breath. And when you reach the top, we'll hold for a moment and gently exhale through the mouth. Inhaling again from the belly up. Holding at the top and exhaling from the top down. We'll do that one more time. And when you reach the top of your collarbones, maybe taking a little extra sip of air in and release. And allowing the breath to find its natural rhythm again. Observing how you're feeling. On the next inhale, we'll raise our arms up over our head and give a big stretch like you're just waking up in the morning. So maybe rolling out the wrists, maybe flexing and pointing the heels and the toes. On your next exhale, bringing everything in, hugging yourself, and rolling out the spine if that feels good, side to side. Coming to a point of stillness, hugging the knees in a little bit more. We'll roll onto our right side, taking a fetal position. Placing the left hand down on the mat. Slowly making your way up. And we'll meet in an easy seated position. So if this is too much for you, maybe you want to prop a block underneath for a bit more space. Sitting tall, allowing the shoulders to relax. Finding your breath here. We'll begin to roll our shoulders up and back, keeping the hands on our lap. Really just feeling this motion through the shoulders. Inhaling up and exhaling down. And we'll switch directions. And releasing the shoulders, bringing the hands together, intertwining the fingers. We'll start to roll out our wrists. And bringing the hands out in front of us, we'll point the fingers up to the ceiling, giving the fingers a little wiggle. And we'll point them down. Another little wiggle if you'd like. Bringing the hands level, we'll flip the palms up. And then rotate them in and out again, all the way. As far as you can go. We'll move through that a few more times. Dropping the hands down. We'll bring our finger up for finger push-up exercises. Focusing in on the finger. Start to draw it away from us. And then as close in as possible until it starts to divide into two. And back out. Staying connected to the breath. Do a few more rounds. And dropping the hand down, closing the eyes for a moment, letting them relax. And you can keep your eyes closed here. We'll tuck our chin in, relaxing the shoulders down and back. And with the chin still tucked in, we'll bring it over to our right shoulder, dropping the ear towards the shoulder. Sending breath to those tight areas in the neck. With the chin still tucked under, we'll bring it over to the left side, dropping the ear down. And slowly with the chin as your guide, we'll start to draw circles. Just going up and around. Taking them slow so as not to get dizzy. And we'll switch directions. Bringing the head back to a point of stillness. If you have a block underneath you, you can remove that now. We'll meet in a tabletop position. You can also remove the pillow right now if you have a pillow. So placing the wrists underneath the shoulders, knees stacked underneath the hips. We'll inhale up for cow, dropping the belly, broadening through the chest, lifting the chin. And exhale under for cat, tucking the tailbone, bringing the chin in as close as you can to the chest. Finding flexion through the spine, inhaling up for cow. Exhaling for cat. Coming back to a point of stillness. We'll do some C-shaped side bends, so curving in on one side and then the other. And coming back to a neutral place here. We'll tuck our toes under and slowly begin to come back into a seated position. From here, we'll do our Sacades exercises. So you can have your toes tucked under, or you can have your feet relaxing down, whichever feels best for you, most steady. Bringing our finger out in front of us again. Keeping the head still. We'll move our finger from side to side. Following along. We'll do a few more rounds. Dropping the hand, closing the eyes for a moment. And we'll make our way back into a tabletop position. Extending the left leg out behind us and pulsing into that foot. Keeping the shoulders strong, core slightly engaged. Coming to a point of stillness, we'll pick that foot up off the ground. And on your next exhale, we'll curl the knee into the chest, flexing the spine into that cat-like shape. And gently placing the foot between our hands. Placing our right hand down on the mat, we'll inhale our left arm up for an easy twist. And exhale to bring it down. Broadening through the chest here. So you may need to grab some blocks for this for a little bit more lift, a little bit more openness. Or if you have books, you can use those as well. Broadening through the chest here. And on the exhale, we'll draw back for a little bit of a hamstring stretch. Pointing the toes. Using the fingers to support us. Or the blocks. Inhaling forward again, broadening through the chest. And exhaling back. Inhaling forward. Coming up from this lunge, we'll readjust slightly, so bringing the back knee in a little bit. If you need to cushion your knee here, you can definitely roll your mat over. You can grab the pillow for a little bit more cushion. We'll come up in our lunge, finding stability here. Bringing our arms out into a cactus shape. Drawing the shoulder blades together, broadening through the chest. Beginning to rotate the hands down, pushing as if there's an invisible wall there, and inhaling up. Exhaling down, and inhaling up. Exhaling down, and inhaling up. We'll bring both hands back down, framing the foot. Tucking the back toes under. And we'll bring that foot back to meet in plank. Slowly we'll lower down, coming through for either a cobra or an upward facing. Drawing the shoulder blades back and down, broadening through the chest. And exhaling back into a tabletop position. Realigning, and we'll bring the right foot out behind us now, curling the toes under, pulsing into that foot to release the back of the leg. Coming back to a point of stillness, we'll lift that leg up off the ground, flexing the heel, keeping everything strong. Taking a breath here, and on the exhale, curling in, bringing that knee into the chest, flexing the spine, and then slowly bringing that foot forward, grabbing your blocks or whatever other props you're using, and broadening our lunge a little bit. So we'll inhale up here, broadening through the chest, and then slowly we'll exhale back for a half split hamstring stretch. Inhaling forward and exhaling back. And coming back up, we'll place one hand either on the block or on the ground, whichever you prefer. The left hand, and inhaling the right arm up for an easy twist on this side. Bringing the hand back down. We'll readjust to come up into another low lunge. So feet on opposite tracks, legs on opposite tracks. Coming up, pelvis is neutral. We'll inhale the arms up. And slowly begin to exhale the left arm back, right arm forward. Gaze can follow with the left hand if that feels good. Inhaling back up to center. And exhaling the right arm back, left arm forward. We'll go through this a few times, inhaling to come back up. Exhaling to open. Nice, slow, mindful movements here. If you're having issues with your balance, maybe try engaging through the core, through the glutes and legs a little bit more. And releasing the arms down. And we'll place the blocks away. Bringing the hands to the mat, tucking the back toes under, lifting the knee. We'll meet both feet back into plank again. Staying strong in plank for a moment, keeping everything engaged, and on the next exhale, slowly lowering all the way down. And we'll bring the hands underneath the shoulders, elbows out, beginning to make a little wavy motion through the shoulders, rolling them up and back. Just feeling it out, any little tight areas. Connecting with the breath. Bringing the hands a little bit closer in, tucking the back toes under. We can either come up on our knees or off of them if you'd rather have a little bit more of a challenge. We're going to come all the way back though. Broadening our stance on the mat. We're setting up here for Malasana. So coming back onto our heels. So you can either stay up here. Maybe this is what your Malasana looks like. Or you might be able to sink down a little bit lower. And we're trying to keep the legs out. Using our muscle strength. Spine is long. Placing the left hand down on the ground. Maybe just your fingertips. We'll inhale the right arm up to the sky. Exhaling to bring it back. Maybe just wrapping it around our low back. If you're very flexible, maybe you can have a bind here. Making sure that the legs are not collapsing in. And untwisting, coming back to center. Placing the right hand down, inhaling the left arm up. And exhaling to wrap that arm around, leaving it on the low back, or maybe doing a bind. Whichever works best for you. Slowly releasing that, coming back to center. And we'll slowly begin to rise all the way up. So for this practice here, you can do this if you feel pretty good with your balance. Feel free to do this on your mat, no problem. Or you can stand by a wall for a little bit of support if you need it. Start by feeling our feet. So lifting up all 10 toes. You can have a little bit of a wider stance here if that feels good. And we're going to start to place them all down as spread out as we can. Really feeling a tripod sensation with the feet where there's this 3 points of connection to the ground. And from here, you can keep your hands on your hips. We're going to start doing little rotations into our feet to feel all the edges. Playing with balance a little bit here, seeing how far over you can go. And this is maybe a good reason to be close to a wall if your balance is a little bit questionable. You can have a hand there for support. Coming back to stillness, we'll ground down in our right leg and begin to do just like an exploration with the left foot. Moving it in ways that you might not normally move it, connecting it to the mat, just feeling it out. We often don't give enough attention to our feet. Bringing that back in, grounding down through the left leg. We'll explore the right foot on its own. Seeing how it feels to maybe go even over the knife edge. Making some movements that we don't normally make. And coming back to center. Lifting all the toes up again, spreading the toes as much as we can and laying them down. You can again have a little bit more space here if that feels better. Inhaling the arms up over the head and exhaling to halfway lift. Bringing the arms in, inhaling up. And exhaling again, maybe a little bit of flexion in the spine. Inhaling up and curling in. Inhaling up again and exhaling, halfway lift, hands on the shins. Spine is long. Chest is broad and open. Bending into the knees and coming down onto our toes. Playing with our balance here. Maybe keeping our fingers on the ground for a bit of support. Or maybe hovering them, seeing how our balance is doing today. Slowly begin to drop your knees. And inhaling to lift the knees up. Maybe coming all the way back down on the heels. Again, if you need to keep your hands down for a little bit more support, feel free to. Coming back on our tippy toes. And slowly lowering down to the knees. One more time, we'll lift up on our toes, rolling all the way down so our heels are on the ground. And we'll begin to rise again. We'll plant ourselves firmly in our feet here. You can again have a hand on the wall for a little bit of support. We'll bring our finger up to our vision. And we're going to do our vestibular eye exercise. So keeping the finger still, we'll start to rotate our head side to side, focusing on the finger. We'll do a few more rounds. Dropping the finger and closing down the eyes in mountain pose. Giving the eyes a little break. And coming to the front of your mat. We'll take a step back with our right leg, opening up to the side. We're going to point our toes out and slowly begin to descend into a goddess squat. Inhaling the arms up. And straightening the legs. Taking a breath here. And exhaling down, cactusing the arms. Inhaling up. And exhaling down. Inhaling up again. And we'll bring the feet in a little bit. Exhaling the right arm down and bending over to the right side. Inhaling the right arm up and exhaling over to the left. We'll do that one more time on each side. Exhaling down. Dropping the arms. We'll bring the toes to face out a little bit again. We're going to start to bend into our right leg for a Skandasana pose. So basically, we're just going to go side to side. Feeling this out. Getting a nice inner groin stretch. Only going as low as feels good for your body. So you may be up here. You may be down here. As long as it feels good. Chest is broad here, so spine is long. You're not curling under. And keep your hands on the ground for a little bit more support. And we'll come back up to center. Stepping the feet together at the front of our mat. We'll take a wide stance again. And on the next exhale, begin to descend into that Malasana squat again. All the way down onto your bum. From here, We're going to do a little bit of a boat pose. So if you need to keep your hands on the ground or on blocks, you're welcome to. For a little bit more support. We're going to inhale our legs up, keeping the core strong. You can also hold on to the backs of your legs. Shoulders are back and down. And exhaling, relaxing the feet down. Taking a breath here. We'll do that again. Inhaling the legs up. Maybe holding on to the back of the thighs if that feels good. Maybe bringing the hands out for a little bit more of a challenge. And exhaling down. Inhaling up again. Gotta do these in threes, I think. And slowly we're going to exhale all the way down to a low boat pose. Hovering the legs, hovering the shoulders. And come back up. Ooh, that's tough. And placing the feet down. We'll put the blocks out to the side. And we're going to place the feet wide on our mat, maybe even off of it. Fingers behind, they can be facing the back of the mat. We'll begin to windshield wiper out our legs, dropping both knees side to side. We're going to hold it here on the left. Bringing them back up, dropping them over to the right and holding them here on the right for a bit. Coming back up to center, bringing the feet together. Baddha Konasana. Feet can be close or further out. Placing our hands on our feet, spreading our feet out. Inhaling up for a long spine and exhaling to slowly forward fold. Going only as far as feels good. So you want to be hinging from the hips here. Not too much flexion in the upper back, but you can have a little bit of rounding in the lower back. Imagine that you're leading with the chin here. Finding length and extension. And begin to come back up. Exhaling, allowing yourself to relax. We'll bring the knees back in. And begin to make our way back down on our mat. So again, you can grab your pillow for a little bit more head support. And we'll bring both knees into the chest and take them out wide. And you can stay right here if this is enough. Or if you'd like, we can do happy baby. Holding on to either the outside edge of your foot, the inside, or your legs, wherever feels best for you. Maybe adding a gentle rocking motion back and forth here. And releasing that, bringing both knees into the chest. Placing both feet down on the mat again. We'll lift our right leg up, placing the ankle on the thigh of our left. Pushing into the base of our right leg a little bit for a gentle hip release. And we'll hug everything in just a little bit and then slowly begin to bring everything over to the left side, placing your foot down on the ground. And we'll push into that leg a little bit more to open up. And you can extend your right arm out. Follow with the gaze if that feels good. And feel free to stay like this. You can release the push on the leg. And just breathing into this supine twist variation. Beginning to bring your head back to center, followed by this figure four shape. We'll unwind our legs, placing the hands down beside you for a little bit of support. We're just going to lift up just a bit and slowly curl down, feeling vertebra by vertebra hitting the ground. Inhaling up again, keeping the neck long, chest broad, and exhaling down, curling in. And one more time with that wavy motion, inhaling up and exhaling to curl under. Picking up the left foot, we'll place it on the right thigh and gently push into the base of the left leg. Finding a little bit more space at the base of your hip. Releasing that. We'll hug everything in just a little bit and then bring this whole thing over to the right side, sorry. Extending the left arm out and maybe giving that left leg a little bit of a push to open it up. You can gaze towards the left like I am. You can keep your head up straight, wherever feels best for your neck. Breathing here. Maybe releasing a push on that leg. Finding softness where you can. If your head is towards the left, slowly start to bring it back to center. Bring everything back up. And we'll uncross our foot from our leg. And you can begin to stretch out. Taking up as much space as you'd like. And relaxing everything in your body. Allowing gravity to pull you towards your mat. Just letting go of any resistance in your body. Checking in with where your breath is now. Thank you for joining me for level 3 of my post-concussion yoga series. Namaste. Feel free to stay here as long as you'd like.